Hey there, and thanks for stopping by the return of the Breathless Blog. I fully appreciate it's been a little while between blogs, but I guarantee you I have still been doing some running. I haven't turned into a complete mess just yet anyway, but there's been a few things going on the last few weeks and months, largely on a good capacity. From busily trying to catch up on a lot of different areas of my work and business, and ultimately, excuse me, the biggest and most challenging and rewarding and overwhelming part of that has been finalising the Reflections project for Nudgee College to celebrate their 130th anniversary. As you can see, it's absolutely blowing its backside off today. Not the easiest park run I've ever done this morning, but here it is. It's actually still a bit surreal to even pick it up and run it through my hands and fingers and look through it. I don't know what to even think about it. A lot of people have asked me that the last couple of days, and I think there's just so many layers to actually letting the emotions of what has occurred with the hard work of a lot of people, be it in front of the camera, behind the camera, to actually sink in. I'm not sure how my play school story reading skills are at the moment, but hopefully I'll be able to give you just a little sneak peek into what we have and what it looks like and what it or even smells like as a new book. Look, it's just been the most humbling, rewarding project that I ever could have imagined it to be. When we had this crazy idea to, not even that crazy, but I suppose the idea to pitch out a concept and a story that didn't necessarily highlight the most successful, high-flying, achieving people of a really prominent, well-known school, but rather hold up a mirror and show a true reflection of the wide diversity and cross-section of everyone that makes up that community, to celebrate the extraordinary parts of ordinary people. I just could never have imagined that, I suppose for me personally, the growth and different challenges that I would experience in creating the content for this book to come together, but I guess I knew it would be special for the people involved, but really at the launch, which was held on Thursday night at the college, that's when I think it really sunk into me that what we've been able to create has been something really special and meaningful, not only for the people in the book, but then to see their family members and the people that they love, their nearest and dearest, the ones that have been key people in their stories that have ended up in this book also, to see them there and sharing that joy and gratitude and humility was really, really special. And I think that's probably the overarching thing that gives me such great pleasure and fulfillment and satisfaction in just what we've been able to produce. The other night I probably waffled on far too long as I will today, and for those who know me, that's probably not much of a surprise to you, but I really wanted to mention to these people who were part of this book that while they've, for the most part, leading into the book being published, and when we've caught up and we've sat down, they've been really honoured and humbled to be in the book. I'd just like to pay particular attention to the courage for a lot of these people that have gone into that. In my life as a photographer, I'm so aware that when it comes to taking people's photographs and indeed interviewing them, that's a really confronting, to some people, horrifying thing to have done. It's something that is, confronting and challenges people, and it's not their favourite thing in the world to do. So I'm super grateful that they allowed me to take their photograph, and more than that, when we caught up and even when they received their email, their letter, their phone call to be invited to be part of the project, by accepting that invitation, they also knew that through the interview process, that someone potentially that they knew in some cases, in a lot of cases a complete stranger, myself, who's going to come and ask them questions and sit and listen and talk and ultimately write a piece about their life. And some of the unexpected areas that we've ended up going in this book, some of the really personal and confronting, honest areas that we've gone in this book, to these people that have opened up on those areas of their life, I'm just so grateful and so appreciative of the trust that they've shown in me, and I really hope that they're happy with what we've been able to create and turn out from a photographic point of view, but also from a written perspective, because a project like this is and was always designed to be something that endures time. It's not, and that was the whole purpose, I guess, between having the social media release element to it, but also the written, actual physical, tangible pick up, put in a bookshelf for 100 years, for 200 years aspect of it, to record a moment in time. But these people in their life, at this exact moment, whether you're little Archie Woodward, who's in year 5, he's a 10-year-old lad, to the family of Colin Ward, who I've mentioned in previous blogs, I know, and with Colin's passing earlier this year in June at 99 years of age, to have him in this book for those people is so very, very special. Just to know that, to be part of something that's created I suppose you could call it a legacy piece for the people within this book, but also the wider school community, because 70 people across 62 stories is such a micro snapshot of where the community of Nudgee College currently sits. I guess I'm just thinking on the spot as I do with these things, and I'm drawing out a little bit after my run, but when I look at this book, I just come back to, and I'm just so reminded of the key reason why I love what I do, and I love photography as a hobby, as a professional hobby, but as a means to communicate, and that is just the constant quest for emotion. To capture that and preserve it and to share it and to put it in front of people and get it in their face, to also give it space and time and distance and to let it breathe, and for then to see other people interpret something that I've done in their own way and take their own feelings and emotion and meaning from it, is genuinely what inspires me to continue what I do in basically every aspect of my photography. It's the storytelling component that I've banged on about so much, but the meaning of that is only solidified and given another few layers of depth for me. And look, I'd hate for this to be construed the wrong way, but I just reflect, and just looking at a photograph there before of young Will Martin. Will Martin's a Paralympic gold medalist. He recently competed in Tokyo. I think he's got, I should know this, 3 golds and a silver to his name from his efforts there. A very quick snapshot of Will's story. When he was 6 years old, he had a brain aneurysm, went to hospital, spent weeks there, got out, thought he was okay, had a stroke. So he was then in basically intensive care for a long while, and as a 6-year-old boy then relearned how to walk, how to speak, how to basically do everything. And for him, he doesn't have actually a lot of memory before that time in his life. But in speaking with him about the gold medals and what they mean and what they are to him, he made point of saying that the actual medal itself is not the defining part of the achievement. The achievement, I guess the medal, is just a token reminder of the investment and sacrifices that so many people have made for him to create something so truly significant in his life, but also for him as an Olympic medalist brings so much meaning to other people and joy and inspiration for other kids that are recovering from illness or are dealing with limitations compared to other people or disabilities, those sorts of things. And I guess the lineage I make with Will's story and something like this book is that it's probably how I feel a little bit when I pick up the book, is that I look at it and I see the book as I pick it up, but when I turn through the pages, what I'm seeing is the reminder of the experience of the discussions with every one of these people. And in each of that, when I dig into that, it's the constant reminder of them being brave enough and open enough to share their story. And look, I'm mentioning probably the more intense stuff, but there are stories in here that are really light-hearted and very candid and jovial, and it's quite an easy read. And you turn the page and you're met with something quite more honest and confronting. But for me, in a way, this is the kind of same thing as that medal. It's a lot of work and dedication from not just myself, but to people like Paul Elliott and Kate McGrath-Burgess and Tara Shipley and Peter Fulliger, and people who are behind the scenes at Nudgee but have their heart and soul and their fingerprints all over this. But the hard work and the resilience within the pages and the diversity in the pages is what makes it really special. So to pick it up is what will always remind me of that. And for the people that are in this book, but also to the many people that I would have loved to have caught up and had a discussion with, but the many people and generations that have gone before these people within this community, it is for them as much as it is for these people, because I know that for the people that are in that community and they pick this up, that they will look at it and they'll get it, they'll understand it, they'll see, in many ways, a progressive snapshot of where the community is now. I know that the tapestry and the framework of Nudgee as a community has changed over time, but I also know that they'll see it and they'll get it, because there are parts of what make this community so strong that have never changed and have been there from the outset. From 1891, they've been there. But I also know for many people here that maybe aren't familiar with Nudgee or have a preconceived notion of what Nudgee is, and it's only rugby and it's only win at all costs and it's only these things that people might perceive. I would know that when they pick up the book and they have a read and turn a page and land on a story, that they'll actually see some of themselves. Because when you're discussing things like how you mourn or how you deal with cancer and depression, but how you look at ambition, how you frame your life within topics like joy and elation and achievement and family and the joy of being a parent. Topics like that, they're widespread and easy is probably a different or an interesting word, but easy to empathise with, because everyone sees them in different parts of their life. So, look, it's done. It's done and it's dusted. I may have mentioned to a few people before, but very quickly before I go, and I know I'm going to be much stronger. Not that I don't care about crying in front of people, clearly, after Thursday night, or anyone who has seen my wedding speech or anything like that, but to my beautiful wife, who has been such an integral part of this project, I thank you, Kim, for everything that you've done for this project, but for me, and in turn by supporting me and our little family here and being the person that you are. You've actually supported and given a gift for the people within this book and this community that is so, so very, very special. And I'm so glad that you could be there on Thursday night to witness that gratitude and the power of that strength of what something like this means to so many people. So Yes, thank you, darling. I love you. But, look, no tears, Hank. Good to go. Probably helps when I'm not looking at her when I'm saying those words too, just quietly. But look, that's a wrap. There are so many stories, and if you would love to get your hands on a copy of this, send us a message, because I'd love to hook you up. There is a limited print on these books, so get them quickly, and I know that the response has been so very strong. Now that the book is here and it's been launched and people have their hands on the book. So please send us a message, Facebook, Insta, I suppose, whether it's through YouTube, you can drop us a message as well, but get in touch. You know, I really think that you'll enjoy having a look at this book. So. But for now, I can tell you that it's funny, my creative brain has already started to land on what's next, because this is addictive. This is like moth to the flame stuff. Now having done this and experienced this, there's no way in the world I can't have something like this, similar to this style, this genre of photography and storytelling as part of my life and part of my career. So, there's something simmering away. And all I'll say at this stage is that it's something I've thought about a couple of months back, and it hasn't left me. It keeps coming back to me. So in terms of, is it a good idea, is it not? I think the fact that it's just not leaving me alone, it keeps pestering me, and it just keeps appearing and popping up, I think that's a pretty good indicator that it's something worthwhile pursuing. And after I've had a little rest and a recoup from this one, definitely pouring my heart and soul back into. So, look, for everyone who's followed the posts, everyone who's followed these blogs, thanks so very much for your support. I really appreciate it. Until next time, this has been the Breathless Blog. There'll be a few more frequently. I'm Brody Grogan from Brody Grogan Photography. Thanks very much. See you later.